Good evening. That was so much louder than I was expecting. Noswaith dda. My name is Mel Owen, and welcome this evening, Croeso enfawr to the Senedd for celebrating Wales as teachers. Can we get a round of applause? Diolch yn fawr iawn. Felly, gewch I ni dechrau. Let us begin. Please, would you be so kind as to welcome to the stage the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Neagle.
Noswaith dda pawb. Good evening, everyone. It is a real pleasure to be with you at this event to celebrate our amazing teachers. I'm always delighted to attend evenings like this because they give me the opportunity to join in something really special, recognising the extraordinary people who make our education system what it is, our teachers. This evening is about celebration, but it is also about recognising excellence and sharing the stories of teachers whose dedication, creativity and commitment change lives every single day. In my role as Cabinet Secretary, I've had the privilege of visiting schools and colleges right across Wales. I've spoken with teachers, leaders and support staff in classrooms, staff rooms and playgrounds, and everywhere I go I see the same thing. Dedicated, talented professionals who care deeply about the young people in their classrooms. People who are not just delivering lessons, but inspiring curiosity. People who are not just teaching subjects, but shaping confidence, resilience and ambition. I've seen the curriculum for Wales being brought to life by creative and passionate practitioners. I have seen teachers designing learning experiences that engage and challenge every learner. And I have seen the care and attention you give to the well-being of children and young people, because you know, as I do, that when learners feel confident, supported and valued, they are far better placed to learn and thrive. Teaching is not simply a job. It is a profession built on relationships, on trust, and on the belief that every learner has potential. And very often, the impact of a great teacher, as we've just heard, lasts a lifetime. Most of us can remember a teacher who made a difference, someone who saw something in us that perhaps we didn't yet see in ourselves, someone who encouraged us, challenged us, and helped us believe we could achieve more. That is the power of teaching, and that is why evenings like this matter, because it's vital we recognise the people who make that difference. And for me, it's been vital not just to engage with individual teachers, but with the teaching unions representing you as well. And I want to thank our trade union partners for their hard work and advocacy for the profession, and for their willingness to work with us in partnership to create change. Today has also been an important day more broadly for education in Wales. Earlier today, we launched the Strategic Education Workforce Plan for schools. This plan is about ensuring that we continue to attract, develop and retain talented people within our education workforce. It is about supporting those already in the profession and inspiring the next generation of teachers. Because strong education systems are built on strong teaching professions. But we also want to recognise the whole education workforce. That's why I've announced today that thousands of teaching assistants will move from level 1 to level 2 in September, and that we're providing the funding to make this happen. And that's why we've set in train the work to set up a school support staff negotiating body in the next Senedd term to ensure the whole workforce has its needs looked after. And if we want our learners in Wales to succeed, if we want them to grow into confident individuals, ambitious learners, ethical citizens and capable contributors, then we must continue to value, support and invest in the people who work in schools. That's why the stories we'll hear tonight are so important. The journeys of previous award winners remind us that teaching is a profession where talent is recognised, where people grow and develop, and where success builds over time. Their stories show clearly that teaching attracts passionate, skilled and committed individuals, and that those individuals can go on and make an incredible impact throughout their careers. I'm also delighted to see some of our Teaching Awards judges in the audience here tonight, without whom the awards would not be possible. And this evening is also about looking forward. As part of the Welsh Government's Teaching Wales campaign for 2026-27, we are introducing 6 new Teaching Wales ambassadors. These ambassadors represent the diversity, energy and passion of the teaching profession in Wales. They come from different backgrounds, different stages of their careers and different parts of the education system. But they all share one thing in common: a belief in the power of education to transform lives. 5 of our 6 ambassadors are here with us tonight, and we will hear from 2 of them later this evening. They will be the faces of the Teaching Wales campaign, helping us show the breadth of people who thrive in this profession and encouraging others to consider teaching as a really rewarding career. Because teaching in Wales is a profession that offers purpose, challenge and the opportunity to change lives every single day. We want talented people to see that. We want them to hear these stories, and we want them to imagine themselves as part of this profession. But above all, tonight is about celebrating you. The teachers and lecturers in this room and the thousands across Wales who give their energy, their creativity and their care to learners every single day. I know the past few years have not been easy. Education has faced significant challenges and change. Through curriculum reform, through the implementation of the ALN system, through changes to assessment and inspection, and vitally, through the impact of wider societal pressures that I know are playing out every single day in schools. Yet throughout all of that, teachers across Wales have continued to show resilience, professionalism, and an unwavering commitment to learners. For that, I want to say a heartfelt thank you. Thank you for the difference you make every day. Thank you for your creativity and your dedication. And thank you for the belief you show in your learners and their futures. To our award winners and those whose journeys we are celebrating tonight, you should feel incredibly proud of what you have achieved. Your work is inspiring, your impact is real, and your stories help remind us all why teaching is such an important and valued profession. And to our new Teaching Wales ambassadors, thank you for stepping forward to share your experiences and represent the profession. I know you will inspire many others to follow in your footsteps. Together you show the very best of teaching in Wales. An education system built on commitment, compassion and excellence, and one that continues to inspire the next generation. So a genuinely heartfelt thank you from me for everything you do, and I hope that you enjoy this evening of celebration. Diolch yn fawr.
We have coming up next, Mark Morgan, Assistant Head Teacher at Ysgol by Baglan in Neath Port Talbot. Now, Mark has won not 1, but 2 awards, I've been told many times, by Mark himself. In 2019, he won Inspirational Use of the Welsh Language Award. And in 2022, he was the winner of the Teacher of the Year in a secondary school. Now, as you would expect from somebody who has won a Welsh Language Award, he will be delivering his speech now in Welsh. So if you do need your headsets, now is a good time to put them on. Please rhowch croeso cynnes I Mark Morgan.
OK, diolch yn fawr am y wahoddiad I fod yma hynny, ond mae'n hyfryd iawn weld wynebau cyfarwydd o'r Gwobr ac pobl sydd wedi dod yn ffrindiau yn sgil hynny, so mae'n really lyflu I weld chi eno. Pan mae bobl yn gofyn I fi sut dechreuodd fy naeth I mewn I addysg, dwi'n dweud nhw nad oedd yn llwybr hollol draddodiadol. Cyn I mi sefyll mewn ystafell dosbarth, roedd fy swydd ychydig yn wahanol. Roedden ni'n weithio yn parasiwtio i'r anialwch, weithio yn patrolio drwy jungle. Ac ar y degau, o'n i'n gweithio mewn tymereddau o -25 gradd yn yr Arctic. Milwr o'n i o 16 I 40 oed yn gweithio dros y byd. Felly, newid bach oedd dod I mewn i'r ysgol. Ond I fod yn ollol onest, erbyn hyn, does dim llawer o wahaniaeth weithiau rhwng cadw trefn a griw a filwyr ifanc a chadw trefn a grŵp o fechgyn bywiog blwyddyn 11 a ddyletswydd amser cinio. A ar y degau, mae hynny gallu bod fel patrolio drwy'r jungle hefyd. Ond pan nes I symud I addysgu, oedd rhaid I fi newid rai pethau, ond roeddwn ni'n ffodus iawn bod llawer o sgiliau o'r fyddin yn trosglwyddo yn naturiol. Arweinyddiaeth, sgiliau cyfathrebu, a'r gallu I weithio fel tîm. Ond falle y peth pwysicaf oedd y bobl o'n gwmpas ysbrydolodd, ond ni'n gallu ffindio'r teimlad o gweithio mewn tîm yn syth. A mae hwnna'n bwysig I pobl sydd wedi bod yn y lleoedd arfog. Un person yn arbennig oedd Mrs Rachel Chamberlain. Rachel oedd pennaeth y celfyddedau mynagiannol yn ysgol Pen y Dre, Merthyr Tydfil, ac roedd ganddi'r gallu anhygoel hwnnw I ysbrydoli dysgwyr o bob cefndir a phob gallu a gwneud iddyn nhw credu ynddyn nhw eu hunan. Yn 2019, cefais y fraint o ennill Gwobr Addysgu Proffesiynol Cymru am ddefnydd ysbrydoledig o'r Gymraeg. Ac yna, yn 2020, Gwobr Athro ysgol uwchradd y flwyddyn. A newydd sylwi ydw I wedi, ond mae'n neis I weld, dyna oedd fe hen Dosbarth fan hyn. Oedd e'n hyfryd. Oedd e'n gret yn oedd y cydnabyddiaeth yn hyfryd iawn ar y pryd. Wrth gwrs, I mi, nid oedd y gobrau hynny yn erioed yn ymwneud â fi yn unig a fel bod pob un sydd wedi ennill y Gwobr yn dweud hynny. Ond roedd yn adlewyrchiad o'r ysgolion. Mae ysgol Pen y Dre ym Merthyr Tydfil yn ysgol arbennig iawn. Os I erioed wedi bod yn y gyrnos yn gweld y gwaith sy'n mynd ymlaen yna, a dwi'n gweld yr un fath o waith nawr yn ysgol Bioleg. Y cydweithwyr a dysgwyr, dwi wedi bod yn digon ffodus I weithio gyda nhw. Ers hynny, dwi bellach nawr yn gweithio fel Pennaeth Cynorthwyol ac yn bennaeth yr ysgol ganol yn ysgol Bioleg, a dwi wrth fy modd gyda rannu arfer, cefnogi Athrawon eraill, a'r cyfle I mentora genhedlaeth nesaf o ddysgwyr. Cymraeg yw fy mwnc, dysgwr ydw I, ond mae'r dysgu Cymraeg yn rhywbeth sy'n agos iawn at fy ngalon. Dwi'n gweithio mewn ysgol cyfrwng Saesneg, ond be chi'n dweud i'r plant yw nid yw'r Cymraeg yn ddim ond pwnc ysgol, ond wrth gwrs mae rhan o bwy ydyn ni, a mae'n rili bwysig maen nhw'n clywed hwnna bob dydd. Rhaid cwysio roi ymdeimlad o falchder y perthyn i'n dysgwyr, rhaid yn dysgu stori ein iaith, ein cerddi a'n caneuon iconig, ac yn annog disgyblion I ddefnyddio'r Cymraeg yn naturiol. Sdim ots os mae'n hollol anghywir, sdim ots os ydyn nhw ddim yn treiglo, jyst I ddefnyddio fe. Nid dim ond I parsio arholiad, ond fel rhan o'i bywyd bob dydd yn yr ysgol ac y tu hwnt. One of the greatest privileges for me in working in education is the chance to make a positive difference to the lives of young people every single day. Now, a big part of the work I've done in education and continuing to this day is to support vulnerable and disadvantaged learners. And for me, removing these barriers to achievement is an essential part of my role. Sometimes, in my experience, that means running opportunities like the Duke of Edinburgh Award Scheme for entire year groups of 200 learners. Sometimes, recently, it's meant securing funding to take a group of disadvantaged pupils on a life-changing trip to NASA and Disney in Florida. But sometimes, the most important support is much simpler than that. A cwtch. A smile. Being the only one to say die out to them, perhaps the only one that day, the only one that week, the only one that year. To make sure they've had breakfast in the morning, have the correct uniform so they don't feel any different, and having the equipment they need so that they can walk into school ready to learn. In my classrooms and across the school, I talk about 3 very simple principles: respect, kindness, and go for it. I make no apology for having really high expectations. My staff and I work tirelessly to remove barriers to attendance and achievement, but in return, we do expect every pupil to give their very best. One story that has stayed with me throughout my career goes right back to my very first form class. There was a boy called Elliot. Elliot was autistic with very little social confidence. In fact, he insisted on spending every break time and every lunchtime with me. Now, one quality I definitely didn't possess when moving from the army to teaching was patience. And many, many people, and some of you know me here, I probably still haven't got it. But helping Elliot slowly build the confidence to interact with others was a long journey. He started with me in year 7, obviously, and I think it was in the summer term of year 8 that he actually looked at me when he was speaking. The reward, however, was seeing him leave school confidently, go on to college, and today he's working successfully in the world of IT. And we're going to hear a lot more of it tonight, but stories like that remind us why teaching matters so much. Over the years, I've also had the privilege of seeing pupils go on to become doctors, scientists, engineers, sports stars, musicians, actors, and you can obviously guess a soldier or two. And all of them have taken their pride in the Welsh language with them, and I'm glad to say are using it as an active part of their careers. Teaching in Wales is demanding. It's busy, it's challenging, and some days it can test your patience just a little. And after parachuting into deserts, patrolling jungles, and operating in the Arctic, I can honestly say that just sometimes, teaching my lovely year 10 class, lesson 5 on a Friday, does seem like my toughest mission ever. But it's also an incredible privilege. And I count myself lucky at the age that I changed my careers to have continued with that sense of purpose, which is really, really important. Every day, we have the chance to shape the next generation of our country, to help the young people of Wales believe in who they are today and who they can become tomorrow. Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, Mark. Thank you so much. We're going to move straight on now to our next speaker, who is also an award winner, Laura Buffee, who you would have also seen in the video. In 2022, she won Pupils Award for the Best Teacher. And importantly, this award is our only award nominated by past or present learners who must be excellent judges of character. So please, rhowch eich dwylo gyda'ch gilydd, please welcome to the stage Laura Buffee.
Hello everyone. I said to the kids when we got here, give me 1,000 pupils to do an assembly in front of, easy peasy. You lot, slightly more daunting. One thing you'll probably notice about me by the time I get to the end of this speech is that I've got undiagnosed ADHD. So Sarah's given me a list of pointers to follow for this speech. I'll probably go here, there and everywhere, but I will try and get to the point eventually. So the first thing that she said to me, I'm looking at her now because she's given me a list. So the first thing she said to me was what was my journey into teaching. I'm not going to stand here and tell you that I wanted to be a teacher ever since I was this high. My mum was a teacher, and so I always used to look at her in the kitchen marking piles of books this high. And I used to think, oh my gosh, what a boring job. And when I was in year 9, we did a week of work experience. I don't tend to do work experience anymore. There's too much red tape involved. Maybe that you did say was one thing. Maybe we could attack that one. But my head of year, not sure whether he believed in me that much. He signed me up for a week in the local beauticians. Said, Laws, you'll love it there. I did enjoy myself. But when everyone else came back from their work experience with a fancy flask with the company logo on, maybe a summer internship that they were really excited about that they could put on future CVs, I just returned to school with some overplucked and overwaxed eyebrows. So I very quickly knew that a beautician was not the role for me. Move forward to sixth form. We had another work experience week, and I had the most incredible head of sixth form. His name was Martin Harris. Fun fact about him, he passed away now, the father-in-law of Rod Gilbert, the comedian. He was fantastic, very straight talking. When he retired, I remember taking down all of the posters in his office and always thinking that his office was cream. It wasn't, he just smoked so much in there that he'd actually turned the walls cream. But putting the smoking aside, he was superb and he really inspired me. And he said to me, Laws, no matter what job that you go into, make sure that you choose something that requires you to argue. You're good at that, he said. Now that I'm older and ahead of sixth form myself, I know that means that I was just a cheeky little thing. So I went and did some work experience in my local legal chambers, and I shadowed a barrister. Her name was Nicola And at the time, I was obsessed with the bill. Loved that programme. Loved watching like American crime dramas as well and thought, I'm going to be a barrister. I'm going to be one of those barristers that walks around, commands that courtroom. And I was paired with a barrister called Nicola, and she was confined to a wheelchair. And I couldn't get over how somebody that was confined to a wheelchair could have that status and presence within a courtroom. She was quite remarkable. She was fierce. And I thought, yeah, I want to be exactly like her. Probably added to the fact that she had these most amazing Louboutin shoes on. And I thought, if she can afford £1,000 pair of shoes, I want them. She did also say to me, Laws, the good thing about being in a wheelchair is I don't have to walk in these because they kill. So that's what I did. I came here to this amazing city and I studied law at Cardiff Law School for a year. Crikey, Moses, what a boring degree. Any legal professionals in here? No, oh, thank goodness. How on earth people can sit through a land law lecture in the first year? Crikey Moses. So I very quickly changed and I went to the Cardiff Business School instead and I did a degree in business management and marketing and I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And after that then, I applied for the graduate programme in Procter & Gamble. 50k starting salary. I thought, I've landed this. And then I thought, it's not what I want to do. When was I most happiest? And it was when I was in school. I loved school. Caris is with me today. She's my deputy head girl, and she comes into my office quite often. And she goes, Miss, I love school. And I was exactly like her. I did, and I thought, why don't I just become a teacher? Mum thought I was mental. And my business lecturer in Cardiff Uni had never got anyone to get the graduate scheme in Procter & Gamble. And she thought I was mental as well. But I went for it. I went and I did my PGC in Swansea. And then I got my first ever teaching job in Ulfa. Huge school, 2,000. And I was really lucky to work there. I worked under a fantastic head teacher. He worked as hard. There's a reason that school's got an amazing reputation, and it's because the staff worked really, really hard there. So I was there for 6 years, and I got head of department. And then this job came up in Pembrokeshire, head of sixth form. They never come up anywhere. Never in Carmarthenshire, never in Swansea. And it was in Pembrokeshire, and it was in my mum's school. So I did think long and hard about it, right? Because she wasn't just working there, she was the head teacher, right? So believe me, it took a lot of thinking. But I went for it, and I got it. She wasn't on the teaching panel that day, by the way, before anyone thinks that's why I got the job. But it's genuinely been the best 7 years of my life. I honestly think that I've got the best job in the world, and it's because I get to teach these three, and people like them every single day. So no, it wasn't a straightforward journey. And then, in my first year there, all of a sudden, I got called down to the head teacher's office, which is just as scary, even though it's your mum, right? Got called down, Laura, you've been nominated for a Teacher of the Year award. I thought, me. It's the pupil award as well. I thought, what does that mean? It means that the pupils have nominated you for it. Oh, it meant the world. Even to just know that Minor was coming to the school to be able to speak to me and speak to the pupils just meant absolutely everything to me. It wasn't a teacher, a colleague that had nominated me. It was the kids, and that's exactly why I'm in this job. And when I won it, I couldn't honestly believe it. After that, then, I was lucky enough to then get onto the judging panel. And the process of going around and visiting the 3 schools of the shortlisted candidates was probably one of the highlights of my career. And Rhian, who's sitting in the back just there, and she'll hate the fact that I'm drawing attention to her, the way that her pupils spoke about her and the way they described her as being like their mum just made me realise there's so many more people that care that much. We were so lucky to watch her, weren't we? The way that the pupils spoke about her as if she was very much that mothering figure to a lot of those pupils that you just saw on the screen. So that's been a real highlight for me. So thank you for asking me to be part of the judging panel, because it genuinely has meant the world. Question number 3. I'm doing all right here, aren't I? I'm keeping on track. Number 3. Highlight the rewards and the impact of teaching in Wales. It is, Mark just said, it is such a hard job. It really is, but what job isn't? You know, every single job has its challenges. It does require stamina, physical and mental stamina. It often requires you to put other people's families before your own. And that's probably something that I didn't realise. That quite often you've got to say, no, that I'm not going to be home by 6 o'clock. I'm probably going to be home by about 9 or 10 because I've got to wait for social services to come and to be able to put this child into a safe home so that they can go to bed and feel safe at night. But by goodness, that is one of the most rewarding parts of the job, and I would never, ever say no. The reward is unmeasurable. It's not tangible. It's something that you feel on a daily basis. You have to support pupils now, I would say, more than ever, through loss, through hardship. The amount of poverty that these children are going through is quite significant. And Mark did mention, you've got to be that one person that says that you believe in them, because sometimes, unfortunately, their parents don't say that. One thing I noticed when I moved from Swansea to Pembrokeshire was the fact that the pupils in Pembrokeshire were just as bright, just as able as Swansea pupils. But because Swansea pupils were surrounded by loads of different professions, high-paying professions, they could aspire to those positions. In Pembrokeshire, they haven't really got as many role models. And so as a result, I had pupils that were coming out with strings of A's and A stars and were just saying, Miss, I'm happy to just go and work in Heatherton. That's fine. No, you're so much more than that. So that's one thing that I have probably struggled with, but enjoyed trying to coax that out of them. Number four, how have I supported learners? So kind of highlight what I've done to be able to support vulnerable learners throughout the years. What I've noticed is that education is far more than just a letter that they've got on their results slip on GCSE and A-level results day. Yes, that's important, okay? With my head of sixth form hat on, of course I want them to have the best grades possible to get on to their next path and to open doors. There's no doubt about that. But actually, pupils will always remember how you made them feel. They'll never remember the grade that you helped them get, necessarily. They'll always remember how you made them feel in that classroom. And if you cared for them, and you nurtured them, and you made them feel an equal, that was so important to them. Creating memories. When I look back at school, I don't actually remember that biology lesson. Sorry, I know I've got scientists sitting in front of me. That maths lesson, I really don't. What I remember is Duke of Edinburgh, is going away on trips, they're currently planning summer ball. It's the highlight of the social calendar. You remember things like that. You remember school trips, because creating those memories create those enterprising, innovative, capable citizens that we really want to be able to produce here in Wales. You're more than just a teacher. You're a social worker. You form part of the police. You are a healthcare worker. I've rehomed countless students. Because I'm head of sixth form, I deal with 18-year-olds. So as soon as they have dislodgement from home, they're declared as homeless. They don't necessarily go into assisted living. So unfortunately, that's been something that I've had to help with. Charity that I've started when I first joined the school was a charity called Gifts Under the Tree with HHVC. I know it's a bit wordy, isn't it? It's the marketing brain coming in there. But every single year, me and my sixth formers get a list from County Hall of anonymised, of all of the children in care in Pembrokeshire. So their gender and their age. And we and our community will buy Christmas presents for them. We'll wrap them up and we'll tag them. And we'll put on the tag, Nadolig Llawen, Oddi wrth Sion Corn. So, Merry Christmas, love from Santa. And we deliver them to County Hall every single year, and then their social care workers then distribute them. And we've been doing that now for 7 years, and in that 7 years, over 7,000 presents have gone to children in Pembrokeshire. And I remember the social worker saying to us last year when we dropped them down that she'd just come back from a home, and the mum had been saying to her children, the TV's broken, I'm really sorry, TV's broken, you can't watch it. And the TV wasn't broken. She was just sick of her children seeing adverts for toys all of the time and going, Mummy, can I ask Santa for that? Mummy, can I ask Santa for that? because to them, Santa should bring their presents, and unfortunately that doesn't happen. In my first year, we sent a whole van load of gifts over to Ukraine to be able to help with the conflict over there. Every year we send cancer care packages to Withybush Hospital in Pembrokeshire. Just contains a puzzle book, some socks, some lip balm and some nice sweets. And then we do a nice handmade card, and that goes to the patients and puts a smile on their face. And a few years ago, we went to some local care homes and played bingo and did a bit of a sing-along with them. But what I mean is, I spend 38 hours a fortnight in the classroom teaching. That's not the important bit. It's all of those added extras that make a difference, and it's why going into teaching is so rewarding and it is so special. So if you are a teacher sitting here today and you're exhausted, we've only got 1 week left, right? Just remember those moments, okay? Because that is exactly why we went into teaching, and that's why we need to stay there to be able to support these learners that don't have the support at home. And if you don't believe in them, then nobody else will in some cases. So thank you all for having me.
So the first of our Teaching Wales ambassadors that we will be hearing from is Albane Montgomery, who is a physics and French teacher at Ysgrifennydd in Powys. So please put your hands together for Albane Montgomery.
Noswaith da, mae'n fraint bod yma, diolch am y cyfle. Good evening. It's a privilege to be here today to discuss a profession that serves as the foundation of our communities. My entry into teaching was not planned, as you've already heard this evening from others. My initial career ambitions were rooted in biology and becoming a vet. But during my gap year between sixth form and university, I stepped in as a long-term supply teacher in the village and school in Sweden where I grew up. I quickly realised that I found the work deeply fulfilling. After completing my undergraduate degree, I returned to the career that had truly resonated with me, teaching. I have always enjoyed the process of learning and as you've already heard me say this evening, imparting knowledge that is useful for a young person's life. And what still draws me to this profession is the clear difference it makes to individuals and the positive impact it has on how they feel about their own potential. I was very fortunate with my own education at Llysgennad School, still in Sweden. My time there was faultless, and I enjoyed it wholeheartedly. That experience taught me what a good school should be. It ensured that excellence became the expectation for me and not the exception. Following my teacher training at the University of Oxford, I decided to move to Wales. While I was initially drawn by the beauty of the country and practical benefits of the induction system, I have stayed for the nature of the Welsh curriculum and the revitalisation of the Welsh culture and language. I particularly value the move away from the heavily data-driven approach found elsewhere. In Wales, I feel that there is a meaningful focus on knowledge and the development of cross-curricular skills. This aligns with my own goal of helping students become well-rounded citizens who possess practical, lifelong knowledge and abilities, which I felt that I found in my own education growing up. As a teacher, I am motivated by helping students realise their aspirations, and there is a specific pride in seeing a pupil finally understand a concept after a period of difficulty or achieving those goals that they have set. I'm passionate about communicating science, and I have worked hard to develop that same passion in my students. When I began teaching in 2024, my A-level physics classes were all male. I'm proud to say that we now have a balanced mix of girls and boys addressing the historical underrepresentation of women in physics. For my own journey, I'm currently focused on being the best physics, French, teacher and head of year that I possibly can be. However, in the future, I hope to contribute to education on a wider or national level, or perhaps move into leadership within a school. Part of my commitment to Wales also involves learning the language. Being multilingual myself has brought immense pleasure and knowledge, and I believe that being bilingual gives Welsh students an advantage and a broader perspective on the world. Dwi'n gweithio mewn ysgol deuieithog, a dwi'n byw mewn cymuned dwyieithog hefyd. Felly dwi'n edrych ymlaen a ddysgu siarad Cymraeg. I live and work in a bilingual community, and so I'm looking forward to learning more Welsh myself. And to those considering this profession, I would say that teaching in Wales offers a unique freedom to teach the pace that is right both for the educator and for the student. Teaching is a cornerstone of our society and remains unmatched in its rewards, especially when you get to witness that light bulb moment. Finally, in my classroom, I strive to create an inclusive environment and a level playing field. I use a friendly discipline approach and aim to create a classroom environment where everyone strives for excellence and where every pupil feels able to participate without the fear of judgment. I pay close attention to how they interact and participate, as these are vital signals of their well-being. And a good outcome is always so satisfying. I have a current student who, when she joined my classroom, felt that maths was absolutely well and truly beyond her ability. She thought that physics was absolutely rubbish. She made sure to tell me every single lesson. And she has left. She's leaving this academic year now with it being her highest performing science subject and the one that she prefers the most as well. And so teaching is a deeply rewarding vocation, and I am proud to be part of the educational landscapes in Wales. Diolch yn fawr iawn for listening to me this evening. It's been a pleasure.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, Albane. Thank you very, very much. We're going to move straight on to our second Teaching Wales ambassador, who is Michael Rees. Michael is also a scientist. He is a biology teacher at Ysgol Gyfun Gymraeg Rhyd y Waun. And as you would expect, mae fe'n mynd I siarad yn Gymraeg. He will be speaking in Welsh, so headphones on if you need them. Please rhowch croeso enfawr I Michael Rees.
Dosbarth da, good evening. Rydw I I rannu tipyn bach o fy llwybr mewn I addysgu a tipyn bach o'r straeon ar, wel, fi'n gobeithio bydd cwbl o'n nhw'n ddonio, naill o'r siwr neu un bersonol. Felly, oedd llwybr fi I ddod yn athro bach yn wahanol i'r llwybr traddodiadol os hoffech chi. Felly, o'n i'n newydd adael y brifysgol yn 2019, a ges I swydd yn Ysgol Gyfun Gymraeg Rhyd y Waun fel technegydd. Achos o'n i'n meddwl, wel, dwi ddim yn gwybod beth diawl arall fi'n mynd I wneud, rhaid gweud. Ac o'n i'n canol a cadw'r labordau, o'n i'n paratoi'r arbrofion, a o bryd i'w gilydd o'n i'n cael helpu yn yr ystafell Dosbarth hefyd. Ac oedd gosod lawr yr arbrawf yna, wedyn ni mas trwy'r drws ar yr ochr, a chlywed yr Athrawon yn cael dysgu'r wers na, oedd hwnna'n droed rhywbeth ynddo fi, o'n i'n gwybod na, mae rhaid I fi wneud hwn. O'n i'n digon ffodus wedyn ni I fod yn rhan o garfan gyntaf Brifysgol Agored yn ei tar cyflogedig nhw, ac oedd hwn yn gyfle anhygoel I fi. Oedd e'n gret, o'n i'n cael aros yn yr ysgol, o'n i'n hapus ynddi, o'n i'n nabod pawb yn barod, oedd y plant ddim cweit mor scary achos o'n i'n gyfarwydd gyda nhw'n barod, ac mae'n rhywbeth fi'n meddwl, mae wedi gwneud fi'n gwell athro na faswn ni wedi bod os ni wedi gwneud llwybr mwy traddodiadol, achos oedd dy fi 2 flynedd o brofiad yn mynd mewn i'n blwyddyn angfi o gymharu gyda'r blwyddyn ych chi'n cael yn arferol, ac iawn oedd yn heriol, effernol o bryd i'w gilydd, ond rhywbeth fi'n credu sydd wir wedi gwneud fi'n addysgwr llawer gwell o ganlyniad. Fi bod yn symud ymlaen wedyn ni I sôn amdano'r Gymraeg a pam mae dysgu trwy'r Gymraeg mor bwysig I fi. Mae'r Gymraeg yn rhan annatod o pwy o dwi fel person, dwi'n defnyddio fe yn y mywyd I pob dydd. Ac mae cael y cyfle yw defnyddio hi wedyn ni yn y mywyd pob dydd, yn y mywyd proffesiynol fi. Mae hwnna'n rhywbeth fi'n gweld yn hunan yn hynod o ffodus I gael gwneud. Dwi hefyd yn meddwl mae cael cyflwyno plant a phobl ifanc i'r iaith Gymraeg yn rhywbeth bwysig. Fi'n credu mae yna gymuned hynod o gyfoethog yn y Gymraeg. Mae'n byd gwbl gwahanol, mae'n byd arall. A mae cael tywys plant a phobl ifanc mewn i'r gymuned yna, dangos I nhw cael. Mae hwn yn fyd anhygoel. Mae hwnna'n rhywbeth fi mor ffodus I gael gwneud. A fi'n credu mae dysgu bioleg trwy'r Gymraeg, mae hwnna'n rhan ohono fe. Achos fi'n credu os mae'r iaith Gymraeg mynd I ffynnu, fel fi'n gobeithio'n iawn mae'n mynd I, mae eisiau dangos I bobl bod y Gymraeg yn iaith fodern ac yn iaith gyfoes. Ac felly fi'n credu mae mor bwysig bod pob un pwnc yn cael ei dysgu trwy'r Gymraeg, achos mae'n dangos I blant y phobl ifanc, na, dyw'r Gymraeg ddim yn iaith ond ar gyfer barddoniaeth neu straeon neu caneuon neu beth bynnag yw I bod hynny'n bwysig iawn. Mae'r Gymraeg yn iaith mae modd ei defnyddio mewn pob un elfen o'ch bywyd chi, a fi'n falch iawn bod fi'n cael cymryd rhan eitha bach yn hwnna. Wedyn ni, o'n I moyn sôn amdano'r elfennau'n swyddi sy'n dod â balchder i fi. Fi'n dwlu cael gweld plant yn cyrraedd a maen nhw'n fach a maen nhw'n ofni popeth a maen nhw'n gweld a nhw ddim yn gwybod beth jawl maen nhw'n neud. Ac erbyn i nhw adael ym mlwyddyn 11, maen nhw'n bobl llawn. Maen nhw gyda'r holl sgiliau sydd eisiau arnyn nhw, maen nhw'n mynd mas mewn i'r byd a dwi'n gwybod rydw i wedi chwarae rhyw fath o rôl yn ei paratoi nhw. A mae hwnna'n rhywbeth sydd mor bwysig i fi. Wedyn ni ar elfen bioleg a gwyddoniaeth, rydw i wastad wedi bod wrth y modd gyda gwyddoniaeth rhyw fath o blentyn. O'n i'n darllen encyclopedia sy'n hunan yn stafell weli, felly mae hwnna'n rhywbeth od, na ni. Ond o fi wrth y modd dy fe, a mae cael tanio bach o'r diddordeb yna yn y gwyddorau a bioleg yn benodol yn rhywbeth fi'n wir yn gweld yn bwysig, achos fi'n siŵr bydd rhai pobl yn eistedd fan hyn wedi meddwl, dyw gwyddoniaeth ddim yn rhywbeth i fi, o'n i'n ffindo gwyddoniaeth yn rili anodd yn yr ysgol, a nifer o weithiau fi wedi clywed ni yn nosweithio rieni. Ac felly fi'n credu yn enwedig yn yr ardal fi'n dysgu yn ardal ddifreintiedig, mae'n hanfodol bwysig bod y plant ma'n gwybod, mae gwyddoniaeth yn rhywbeth i fi, gwyddoniaeth yn rhywbeth sydd o fewn fy ngafel i, a mae'n byd mor gyfoethog, fi'n dwlu cael cyflwyno hwnna iddyn nhw. A dath hwn mae'n enghraifft gwych eleni. Felly mae dosbarth blwyddyn 8 dy fi eleni, a mae nhw'n ddosbarth herion, ond fi'n dwlu disgyn nhw. Mae fe'n cymryd yr holl egni am y diwrnod cyfan o'n ni. Ac mae'r ferch mae'n troi atai, a mae'n mynd, llynedd, oedd gwyddoniaeth yn rili anodd, ond fi gallu neud eleni, mae fe fel gêm, fi'n rili hoffi fe. A dyw hi ddim y fath ferch, oedd hi'n treol gweud hwnna i seboni fi, neu dim byd fel la. A doedd hi ddim yn gwybod faint y balchder oedd hwnna achosi yn i. Fi'n credu mae'n gweud mwy bod fi'n berson emosiynol yn ei bod yn llyfr dros y hwnna, ond dyna ni. Ac hefyd meddwl amdano dysgwyr blwyddyn 11 fi. Fi wedi bod yn dysgu am digon amser na'r y disgyblion sydd ym mlwyddyn 11. Wnaethon nhw ddechrau ym mlwyddyn 7 pan o'n i wedi dechrau dysgu o ddifri. A fi'n wir ddim yn disgwyl mlaen i gael gwared ar nhw, fi ddim yn gadael nhw fynd. A fi wedi bod yn niwtor un nhw hefyd, a fi'n dechrau becso pwy sy'n mynd i fod yn fwy emosiynol y diwrnod nhw'n gadael, naill fi neu nhw, ond newn ni weld. Mae'r swydd o ddysgu yn rhywbeth rydw i wrth y modd gyda, rydw i wir yn mwynhau. Mae yna llawer o gyfleoedd tu hwnt i ond yr ystafell ddosbarth wedi cael eu cynnig i fi. Ac un ohonyn nhw yn ddiweddar oedd taith yr adran meddoniaeth i'r Unol Daleithiau, i America, a mae'n wythnos llawn ag wythnos lle chi ddim yn stopio'n wythnos anhygoel. A mae'r cyfle o gael nofio gyda manatees yn y gwyllt a gweld manatee mynd hibo gyda'r un bach hefyd. Dwi'n hwnna ddim yn brofiad o rydw i byth mynd i anghofio. A rhywbeth hefyd oedd cwpl o'r disgyblion, o'n nhw rili ddim o'i mynd mewn, ac o'n nhw mor browd o'i hunan, o'n nhw llwyddo mynd mewn. Un o ferched blwyddyn 10, oedd un adeg oedd jyst mynd, so jyst yn trial nofio gyda gyn llaw, ond na ni. Ond, na i orffen wedyn ni gyda, oedd hwnna'n daith anhygoel, gwbl anhygoel. Dyw'r profiad o dywys 69 o ddisgyblion 13 ac 14 oed trwy 2 faes awyr rhyngwladol ddim yn rhywbeth faswn ni'n dymuno ar neb, rhaid gweud. Diolch yn fawr iawn i chi am eich amser chi.
Diolch yn fawr iawn. Not the point, but your accent is incredible. You should do audiobooks. Where do you come from? Gaerffili, there we go. I should move to Caerphilly. Excellent, lovely stuff. Here we are. The Prosecco is very nearly back in your hands, that is where we finish. Thank you to all of the speakers this evening for your wonderful, passionate and enlightening input. Honestly, it is... I would say codi calon fi, I don't know what that is in English. Raise my spirit, you might say. And thank you to the attendees as well. And I really hope that you have enjoyed. I have massively. I think we can see this evening what a brilliant job it is that you all do. And I'm sure it feels like a thankless task at times, but I hope that an evening like this evening has really reinforced how important your roles are. So diolch o galon am bob dim dych chi'n neud. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Enjoy the bubbly and have a safe journey home. Thank you very much.